Okay, I suggest everyone who is one of the brave guys and girl and will pass the interview today online to raise their hands, because I can't see everyone here, but you know, it's a lot of people here. For me, it's difficult to find everyone. So I will appreciate if Shokin Max, Оксана Васильева, Подугольников Владислав, Яковлева Ангелина, и Немченко Антон will raise their hands. So I will see. And okay, great. I will know everyone. You're on mute.
I'm sorry, I can't find functional of raising hands. Can I just turn off and turn on my microphone?
Of course, of course.
I also don't have such function of raise hands. Where it is?
Mm-hmm. Okay. But I see already 4 participants from 5. I think we are okay here. And it's time already going. So I suggest everyone to move on. Today is Geekom Move on the Air, and we launched the new format, as I already told. We start our video and meetup in English to push ourselves and you guys on the next level to be ready to pass the interviews. I think if anybody here like passing interviews, for myself, I think it's a hell here. But today we will do it, and we will take something good from it, some experience, and I hope it worked well. Michael, who helped a lot of people across all over the world to push themselves, to develop themselves, to start talking better, to pass the tricky questions maybe, and to feel themselves comfortable on interview, will help us today. And at the end of this meeting, if I can say so, I have a small surprise for you. So the one who will stay last will have it. Now I will pass the word to Michael, and we can start maybe. And the first one in my list is Maxim. Are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. So hello, Maxim. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, all right. Okay. So let's start with Maxim. First, I want to give you some questions. But before then, let's talk about interview, which a lot of people find it very difficult, especially when they have to get a job, you know. Sometimes they understand the question, but how to answer the question is a big problem. So there are some very easy or simple questions that people find it very difficult to understand the logic of answering this question. For example, let's start with Maxine. Please, could you tell me about yourself?
About myself, I am 45 years old. I am a software developer, working at this sphere more than 10 years. And in our case, I have an aim to get some practice in English interview, because I don't have practice in English talking at all. I can read technical literature. Maybe I can ask some questions, write down some questions, but I don't have practice in speaking. and it is really a challenge for me to and first try at all to pass such interview in English.
Okay.
What else I can talk about?
All right.
What else I can say?
Anything you want to say, just answer the question, how you understand it. Tell me about yourself. All right, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I understand. It's okay. All right. Now, you've tried, but that's not the right way to answer the question. So, if you have been given this type of question, you don't have to talk about your age, your family, your issues, or whatever. You have to focus on your qualification.
On my qualification.
Exactly. You have to focus on your qualification. That's what the question is about. It's not about your age, about where you live, about your family, etc. No, you focus on your qualification. What do you have? What do you qualify for?
So, as I understand, I answered only two phrases correct. That I am 10 years in such sphere and that I am software developer. Yeah?
Yeah, that point was a bit correct. So that's the area you have to focus on. So tell me about yourself. So you have to talk about your qualification, talk about the skills that you have, the experience that you have, something like that. That's exactly what they're interested in. Would you like to try one more time?
Okay, I'll try.
All right, so please tell me about yourself.
Okay, I am working as a software developer more than 10 years. Most of all, I work with C#, developing WPF applications. Some time ago, I developed web applications using ASP.NET, but it was more than 5 years ago. So in that sphere, my skills are a little bit poor became. Now most of my skills are using developing WPF applications and working with Microsoft SQL Server.
Okay. All right, I got it. The meaning of what you're trying to explain, I got it. But grammatically, it wasn't okay. So first of all, you begin, I am work. So that's a red flag. So I am work, you don't say that. I doesn't have, you don't say that. So grammatically incorrect. But you've tried, okay? So with time, we're going to discuss on that. All right, so let's try other person. Who's next?
Okay, the next one is Oksana.
Oksana, all right.
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, hello Oksana.
Hello, Michael.
Okay, so my question for you was, what is your biggest weakness?
Weakness?
Yeah.
Well, I think that my biggest weakness now is my level, my experience in English, in speaking English. It was unexpected for me to realize that my speaking English is much worse than my reading and writing English. So I'm software developing and I have profound experience in writing and reading software documentation. I have some science experience, so I read and wrote articles in in science articles, and so I realized that I can speak fluently. So I try to improve this skill, and now I'm doing courses in English, and I'm preparing to interview and to communication with my future colleagues.
All right. So, preparing for interview, not preparing to, preparing for. You prepare for something, okay?
Okay.
Not speaking English, but rather spoken English. Written, spoken English, okay?
Okay,
All right.
spoken English.
Yeah. Okay. In this question is a very trickish question. Why? Because people's weakness are differ, right? So we can have one weakness, depends on your experience, your background, and your skill, or what I mean, your professional skill. So in this case, you have to focus on your answer was correct, except some pronunciation or grammatical accuracy. But the body of your explanation was okay. So you have to focus on the things that hinder you or is a problem for you. So when we talk about weakness, the things you realize you're not good enough or you don't have enough skill to accomplish or to tackle these things or these problems. So your answer was correct, but you have to work on your grammatical, structure.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So that's it. Who's next?
Are we moving to Vladislav? And next question for you.
Okay. All right, Vladislav. Okay. Now I'm going to give you a question that a very trickish question, but don't be nervous, okay? All right. So just imagine you are being given the question, why should we or why should I hire you in my company or in this company? Why should I hire you?
So to ask in this question, first of all, I need to understand exactly what are you waiting for and what are you needing. And if I know this, I can exactly answer what can I bring to you, what's really important for you. So should I ask in this question without any information?
Now look at it. There is a vacancy, right? You apply for the job. Then we ask you to come for an interview. Now you are here. Now give me the reason why we should give the job to you, because there are a lot of people on the queue waiting to get the same job. So why you? Why should I give it to you?
Okay. So I'm pretty interested in A/B testing, which is very important in analytic work. So I can improve it on your company. I'm trying to improve my knowledge in this field every time. It's pretty interesting for me. So the next thing that I can bring to you, which you exactly need, is that I don't have any problems to communicate with anybody. So I can make easier to bring some analytics to your product. So I think it's two main things which I need to notice.
All right. Are you working in the...
Yeah, I'm working as a game analyst.
Oh, okay. I see. My product, a lot of product.
Yeah.
All right.
Game analyst.
Yeah.
My product is games.
Yeah. Okay.
Can I ask?
Yes, of course.
Is it possible to say that this trickish question is more about your, I don't know, soft skills, neither technical skills? So in answering on this question, you, I suppose you should make accent on soft skills, maybe, not technical. Am I right, or am I not?
Both Michael is.
It is. Yes. It is a question to Michael.
I
He's
think
out.
something bad with his connection. Okay, we will wait while Michael reconnect, and I will take this pause as opportunity to tell that our format now is we select 5 brave guys and girls, if I told at the beginning, so maybe nobody get it. And it was quite funny. Sorry, guys. And we'll spend 7 minutes per each person to pass interview, and after it we can start Q&A. So, Michael, it was something bad with your connection, but we use this time good. So now you can answer to Anton's question. Go for it.
Turn on
Sure.
your
I
microphone.
repeat.
You're on mute now. Now it's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh man, I have been talking for like 3 minutes.
There's a moment you're moving and speed just moved so fast. It was like a cartoon, you know.
Okay, all right. So now you can hear me, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah. So what I was trying to explain is that when you are being given this type of question, you have to focus on your past record, on the experience you had in your previous company. So why should I give this job to you? Because I have a proven record. I have this experience before. I've been working for 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 years. I had a lot of experience. So if I am being given this opportunity, or I'm being got this job, so I will be able to use my experience to tackle every situation or solve every problem that we come across. See that? So take note of that. When you hear this question, you have to focus on your past record. And the mistake you made in your grammar is like you are interested in, not interesting. What does that mean? I am interested in something, but something is interesting for me. Do you get a difference?
It just sounds like passive or active.
Pardon? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So I was trying to give you the difference between interesting and interested. So I am interested
in, but something interesting in me.
For me.
So I read
For
this
me,
book.
for me.
Oh, this book is interesting. This is an interesting book. Oh, this movie is an interesting movie, but I am interested in reading this book. I'm interested in something. Get it?
Yes.
All right, great. So, next.
Now it's Anton's turn.
Okay, Anton. Do you have any question for me?
Right now, no.
It's like a part of interview. If you interview someone
I
asks
just
if you
asked
have
the question.
What I'm trying to say, you are at the interview, and after a lot of questions you have been asked, do you have any question at the end of the interview?
Okay, let's imagine that our interview is continue, and we now on the part where I ask some question, right?
Yes.
Okay, so the first question that I wanted to ask is what is your project? What is the project that you hire on is about? So I want to recognize some interesting things for me in the project. So if we're talking about some abstract project, I would like to ask, tell me about your project. I need some details.
Correct. So that was good. So if you find yourself in this type of situation, you should never say, no, I don't have any questions. You must always have something to say. So to put your question in the right form, you should please clarify me about the project, clarify me about the job, clarify me about the company, something like that. So there should always be a question in or at the end of the interview. So that was correct. So your question was okay, but the only thing that it's mentioning the word a project, it's an abstract situation because a project comes after you've been given the job. So you don't know about the project when you are at the interview.
Is it some feature of job applying in the USA or the Europe? Because in my experience, the project is already known at the stage of interview, or there is some information, some abstract information about this project. And on the interview, you just ask some features about the project. So it looks like I have such local experience according to my country. So I just want to clarify, is it all that you said about all that you said, is it actual for applying the job at the USA or in the Europe?
No, the idea is there is a division of labor. If you understand the specific about the certain project, yes, you can. But sometimes, let's assume you are an accountant, or let's assume you are a teacher, for example. Let's assume you are an engineer of, just in a different structure without being, specified about the project. So in this case, it sounds, unreal to talk about the project. You understand what I mean? But if you are being listed on your resume or understand about the project, yes, in this case, you can. Yeah. All right.
Something add here. Actually, in my experience, it can be both way. Most of all, the client know what they're hiring for, because they already have an upcoming project and they need a particular number of developers to hire for this project. But some clients are different, and especially in a big project, when you're going to pass interview with HR, especially, his main goal to make sure that you will be flexible for different project team and different project, because in their main KPI, to make sure you will have long and successful career in their company. And they not consider you like a part of the project for 6 months or whatever. And it's crucial for them. For sure, it's a great question about project, because it shows you as motivated as possible. And the second thing you should show in every interview, I suppose, that you are going to work in this company as long as you can, with different variety of projects, etc. So, but it can be both way. They sometimes they may don't know which particular project you are going to work, because they have plenty of it. And from the other hand, sometimes you split it between the teams.
Exactly. So you can use, depends on the company and what you apply for. If you have been notified about that, yes, you can use project. But if you are not, you just go on a neutral interview and then you get the job. All right, I think that's clear. Okay.
Is it a good practice to prepare some, I don't know, general questions that you can ask in such situations. Not special questions, but some general question. I don't know.
Yes.
I can't imagine some example. Well, some question not connected with the project or technical details of the project, but some general questions.
Yes, we call it illegal questions.
Illegal
questions. Yes. Yeah. So if we have time, maybe if we have to organize another program, I can give you the examples of illegal questions. Now, most of these questions, it's not about how the question sounds, is to test your intellectual, to see how smart you are. For example, if I give you a question like, are you married? Such question officially is not supposed to be asked in the interview, but they want to try to see how smart you are, how you can answer this question. You see that? Or do you have children? How much is your salary? What do you want to receive? Such questions are not supposed to be, right? But or even ask, how old are you? So how are you going to answer? If I give you this, how old are you? What are you going to say?
I will answer in a real way. So,
but the idea here is nobody's interested in your age because they've seen your resume.
Yeah, maybe not. I mean, the less degree of generality of these questions. It's not about how old are you or are you married. It's something that connected with job, but not so special. Not so special.
Exactly, not specific about you.
Not specific. Yeah.
Correct. So is it when I said how old are you? So you have to redirect the question. In other words, take the question to your age of experience, your years of experience. So you have to reframe the question. Are you asking me about my year of experience? Are you asking me about my previous year that I worked in my previous company? So this is what you have to direct the question. So instead of, oh, I am 100 years old, or I am 35, we don't need that. We have to, redirect the question. So when you do that, you say, oh, this guy, he knows what he's doing, or, he's smart. But when you give a direct age, oh, okay. So that's a red flag.
Mm-hmm.
We call it illegal questions. All right. So any other thing to add there?
I may only add that it's always good to ask about the company, tradition, what they want to gathering, what they're celebrating, what's, if any biscuit on the kitchen.
Yeah, do we have biscuit or not? So something like that.
Yes,
yeah.
It's important. You're going to work with them. So just always have a list. It's important. Yeah. The question is really matter for you because you are really going to work there. And I hope if everything's okay, it will be long. So the job should be good enough for you.
Exactly. So another word means it's mandatory for you to prepare your question in any area. You shouldn't say, oh, no question. So you have to create your own question to make it more communicating, something like that. All right. So the last question, who hasn't answered my question? Okay, I think I can say her name. What's her name?
Angelina. Who is here?
Yeah.
Yeah, there is Angelina. Okay, Angelina. All right. What would you change about your last job?
About my last year?
No, last job. What will you change?
Last job. I think I would be more how to say independent in some way. I would have more initiatives and have had the strength to fight for myself sometimes, because I was overworking all the time, and I couldn't say no for sometimes, even if the project it was over my strengths or skills. I tried to fight bigger issues, fight bigger tasks, take more responsibility, and I guess this is the most important reason why I left the place, because I was actually exhausted after all.
All right. So how do you prefer to work? Do you prefer working individual or working, in a team?
I prefer working in a team.
So you prefer working in a team, not individual. So you got exhausted working, you know, individual, right? So we talk about independent. Could you emphasize on that? What do you mean by independent?
By that I mean I would more offer more my ideas, talking about my vision in my on my projects, on projects we are all working with, uh, share my point of view with my colleagues. But on my last job, I was just very shy and very uh, quiet about my ideas and about my point of view. So uh, I feel like this is the part of the reasons why it was really hard to work there,
Yeah,
because I
but
wasn't understand.
you just said that you would like to be more independent.
Mm-hmm.
Or right now you said you were shy, you were not able to what to associate.
I
So I
think
got
Angelina
confused.
means here about leading position, not independent, leading position and
Yeah,
Leading position.
proactive position here.
yeah.
Okay. I see. Um, yeah, that's a point. But let me add to that. So, how long have you been working in that company? How long have you been working there?
Uh, for a year and a half,
Year and a half. So, what
but
have you achieved
um,
in terms of experience, knowledge?
mhm. I started as a junior specialty, junior administrator, but when I was quitting this job, I offered it with lead position,
Mm,
uh, lead developer position. I hadn't had a lot of people to help me with my job. Uh, there wasn't a team of developers. I was the only one and the lead one. Uh, and yeah, my hard skills were very growing on that place, but not in a healthy way. Uh, it was just I had to grow a lot.
okay. All right. I got a point. Your idea is great, but during interview, it will not be a very good answer because you speak more about yourself. So in that case, we consider that to be kind of a weakness. You understand? Because you have to focus more about we, not I.
Mm-hmm,
So for example, I wish I had a good team, right? Something like that. I wish I had a good team with me, something like that. So we could have, done better. You see
mm-hmm,
that? So now what happened because you didn't have good team around you or team to work with, you become kind of isolated, and that really affected you, affected your job. So in this case, they understand automatically that you prefer working, in a team rather than what individual.
mm-hmm,
So to cut the long story short, if you are being given this type of question, always try to use the pronoun we,
mm-hmm,
because it's not your company. You are not the only person in the company. You work in a team. So when you use the word we, so I wish I had a good team, right? You understand? To complete some project, to do some task, to do something together, to share idea, to be more, accurate in this case. Okay?
I see.
All right. All right. That's cool. Okay. Anything? Anybody can add anything? What can you add to that?
Ready to move a question I ask part? Yes. So people can ask some questions to you. What do you think about it?
Great. Okay. Ready for that?
So don't be shy. Raise your hand. I will try to get you on air. Is it my mic working not properly?
If you have any question to give to me, I'm ready for questions.
Okay, maybe my team from their notebooks see if anybody raising helps. I could use some help here.
So Anton, Val, Oksana, do you have any question?
Yeah.
Could you please? Okay. Anton will go first.
Can you make some advices of literature or some sources where can I read about specious things of such interview?
Okay, like that way you can read about the interview question, right?
Interview questions, and maybe it's not about only questions, but also about the way of interview is flow and such, and some specialties. The interview, it is not about questions. It's not only about the questions. It's about your soft skills, your technical skills, your ability to communicate, etc. So I think I wanna read a general about how to break such interviews. If you can advise some.
So that's the barrier, right? So the question is how to overcome this barrier.
Yeah. It's the best word to describe what I mean. So if you can advise some sources to read.
I am the source. You have to come to me so I can get rid of this stress, you know. So there are a lot of things, there are a lot of tips like this online where you can, you know, go through for yourself if you want to, you know, have self-studies. But what I always advise people about interview, it's always good to have a specialist, you know, to really help you in this area, because number one, it's not your language, right? It's not your language. There is no way you can do self-study about reading, about listening, but speaking and preparing for exams or interview, it's very important to get someone who specializes in this area to guide you. Okay. But of course, if you really need some links, so maybe with time, I can post it on the, or send it to Jen, right? So maybe you can spread it to whoever that needs it, okay?
Well, so if I understood you well, your advice is to go to the specialist, not to the reading literature or some sources. Go through.
Yeah, literally, if you want to read is self-development, of course, you can always develop yourself, right? But if you are preparing, if you want to get a job, right, you know, or you want to prepare for exams, or you want to move to somewhere else, which you really need this language, it's always good, you know, to get a specialist to guide you through, you know, to, you know, make things, you know, more communicative, because there are a lot of things that you might not get in the textbook. There's a lot of things you might not get even if you check it online. Someone posted there, right? So when you get a specialist, he or she would, you know, break everything down into your level to understand all the, you know, the points, and then you also have to practice using these, so it becomes more easier, more interesting. Yeah, so that's my point. But of course, if you're interested in it, I can help you out with that. It's not a problem. All right. Any other question?
Just
Who?
some add-on. It's really important that you will read and develop yourself, because nobody can put in mind some kind of information. But from other hand, it's super important to have an interview, as Michael told, with someone else who will view from the side on not yourself, on you, and have a special recommendation, because this person will see you HR will see you in an interview later, like a company will see you, and you may not see it by yourself. And it's a really great practice, because in our company, we always prepare our developers for interview with a specialist, and it's really helped. It's really getting passing rate really higher. So especially before interview, you must do some pre-interviews or something like this.
Yeah, that's very important because before you interview, there are things you have to avoid in your speech. There are other ways which you can build confidence. A lot of people are not confident because, first of all, even in their own language, they're not confident talking to other people, right? So, and not to talk about a foreign language, you have to learn to understand, and you're being questioned. So there is a tendency that you develop some kind of fear. But if you are being
I think connection again. We will see cartoon for sure. Wait for it. Okay, maybe connection is unstable, but it's great that most of the time we hear each other.
So also I should note that one more way to practice in passing this type of exam, it's practice this exam with companies which you are not interested to join it.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, please. Could you repeat? I was lost. Okay, repeat the question, please.
I didn't ask any question, but I have one. Can you answer what's crucial to know? What's crucial to the level of English for developers? I mean, maybe in this small our company from 7 people, you can ask give answer. Do we know enough to pass or not?
Michael got on pause again, but I may have from it. Actually, I will be clear with everyone, and it's Michael, you're on mute. Okay, go ahead. But it's important. I will add on Michael later.
All right. Sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, now
Hello?
you can
okay.
answer.
All
we
right.
hear
So
you
your
now.
question is, with your level, if it's possible for you to pass interview, right? Okay. Everything is possible. So you can pass by luck, right? By luck, yes, you can. Can you hear me now?
Yes,
I can, but
move on.
By luck? What is
Luck. So if you are lucky, right? So it's possible, you know what I mean? But in terms of grammar, it depends who is interviewing you. That's another point. Because sometimes the person who is interviewing you, you might even know English more than this person, right? Your English might be better. So in this case, you're like, oh, okay, you are lucky, something like that. So, but if you have to be interviewed by a native speaker, of course, there's a problem because they have to pay attention to your grammar, and if your grammar it's not not good enough, that could be a problem. And
is the level of good enough?
yeah, so when we talk about good enough, what level it means good enough? I think probably who Anton. I think Anton's level. I think it's Anton with what's her name? Oksana, right? Anton Oksana. But Anton is better. But Oksana has kind of fluency, but with a lot of mistakes, right? But Anton has very positive ideas, right? With a little bit better of grammar, but vocabulary he's lost, right? Then you just mix. You're in the middle. So which means that you have to work more on grammar and vocabulary. Then Maxim, right? Max, okay. Max, he's not confident on his speech at all, right? Do you understand that? So you don't have more confidence in your speech. So it makes you kind of what a lot of hesitation. But to understand you better, we have to give you a talk. And to create atmosphere for you to talk. Just keep talking and to realize if you could be able to what to lose the fear. You speak with a lot of fear. So that's because you're not confident with what you are saying, or you're not fully sure of what you're saying, right? Then with your name is not here. I can't see. I can't get your name.
Yeah.
Angelina.
Pardon?
Angelina?
Okay, Angelina. All right. So Angelina also, her level is not great, but not bad. So all of you have like an open door. You have where to. You need to improve. You need to work on yourself. So you have to study on yourself. If you need professional help, it will be great. But you have to work on yourself. So how will that help? Read a lot of books, right? Listen to a lot of English songs or films or a lot of film in English, and try to communicate with people who speak English. So that will help you a lot to get to the next level. But coming back to your question, with your level now, I'm not sure you really pass the interview 100%, but you might be given a chance to. What does that mean? If you're able to answer 2 or 3 questions, okay, maybe you don't really need English enough in your profession, so okay, let's go. Or you can tell, okay, I'm learning, so I have a room to improve myself. Okay, let's give me the job. So you can get the job, hoping that in the future you qualify for your English level. So,
Actually, it's a question which we faced every day in our job, and knowing English to work abroad is crucial for sure. But it depends on company. Sometimes they ask intermediate, and it's okay, because as a developer job, it's not always the leadership position. And as far you can communicate with your team and participate in daily stand-ups, it's okay. And they give a discount here for you. Of course, it's not that you just stop developing, don't learn, you're okay now. I mean, but from the other hand, some company, especially American or Britain company, they ask a much higher level of English, like fluent, advanced, etc. But the European company, as Michael, 100% correct. If you pass an interview, not with a native guy, he also have learned English and the school and university, and he may not hear this mistake which Michael hear from you, and he will be completely okay. As far you can speak, you can present yourself, and little grammar mistake won't be show itself to, I don't know, on a public. So it's always depend on the company, but recommendation general: watch films and join the speaking club.
Yeah, even during this time of between these last 3 months, a lot of people from Russia to Dubai. It was a very interesting period because I would say that 60% of people who move to Dubai, so I have to get a lot of time to prepare them to get a job there. Most of them were successful, getting a job, and most of them they have to give a promise. Okay, I have to prepare some whatever I give to them. Okay, look at it. I'm learning English, and I promise between the next 2-3 months my English will be better. And it's not a native, in English. They were accepted. They got the job. But if you have to travel to England to get a job, of course, your English has to be good, right? Because and also depends on your profession. Okay, also depends on your profession. So there is always an open door for improvement. So you guys are doing well, but you can also develop yourself better. Okay.
Okay, and maybe one last questions here. Go for it.
Okay.
Can you
Yeah.
suggest any English-speaking class to join?
English speaking club?
Yeah.
I think Jen should answer that question. Jen, do you have any English speaking club in your country, in Russia?
Anyway,
Yes.
online, maybe offline, any kind.
The English speaking club I have now
skills.
is advanced level.
Advanced level?
Yeah. So, and we discuss about more of a topic, then everybody shares idea. I'm just listening. So I organize it only for advanced people because sometimes we have to use, advanced vocabulary. We have to use some really tough, almost like native. So foreign people who want to speak like a native, they're advanced. Most of them, they have masters in English. So they just want to practice in that high level. So that's what we have, like English club. So for you now, if you have to join, you might not understand our level at all. So it will be a little bit difficult for you. But for
Maybe
intermediate or pre-intermediate,
middle level.
for middle level, I'm planning to organize that. Or probably if we can organize it, it will be interesting as well. If you got like your team, I don't know if you guys are working in the same company or whatever, so you can organize it. Okay, 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 people. So we organize the team, so we fix date and time, maybe 1 or 2 hours. So that will help a lot. But for now, the one I'm dealing with now is only advanced level.
Okay, and as I told, last question from Unicorn. I think you wait here long.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Unicorn. Hello, guys. Hello, Mike. I have a question for you. Your last answers. You said we need always use we when we sell ourselves. We, our team, and so on. But in all sources, I read and saw later, they always insist to use I, because we don't sell company, we don't sell our team, we sell ourselves at that moment. So we should use I made some great refactoring in our code, and that allow us to rise KPI 100% and so on. Could you please clarify on that?
All right. Okay, you have a point. That was a very good question.
And we lost Mike at that moment.
Okay, I can step up again. It's a good add-on here because sometimes we should use we, sometimes I, but you must show yourself as a team player. Yeah, you must show yourself as an independent person, like proactive person or leading position. And when you do something yourself, like it's really your responsibility, you speak from yourself. But if it's a common project you're talking about, it's obviously you can't achieve all of this thing alone. There's a lot of developers, managers, PMs, etc., who work in it. So from this purpose of view, you better speak we. And so you will show yourself as a team player. Use both. Sometimes we never lost.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay, we still lost Michael, and we have only 2 minutes left, so it's time for me to maybe gather things up. We have a lot of new information, And I hope everyone gathers something new from here. Even me, I found out some new information a little bit for myself, and I will use it to move forward on my job. And as I promised you from the beginning, and now maybe I switch to Russian so everyone will feel comfortable. Anyway, we lose my Anton.
Yeah, maybe I'm not in context, but can you share your company, or not your company, but the company that you're talking about? The company that... Huh?
It's a Geekamove company. I'm the person who work with clients side to hiring developers.
And am I right? You prepare for such interviews?
Not me by myself, but my team are working on it.
No,
but
yeah, I mean your team.
yeah,
or
but
your
sometimes I can meet some of you on interview as well.
Okay.
And so I can, Michael, 1 minute left. I will switch on to Russian to just share with guys all following information they may use. So thank you so much for great information and spending time with us. You're a really great person, and we wish you all the best. И сейчас на русском я обещала хороших новостей, и мы готовы поделиться сегодня вакансиями с релокацией в Бангкок. Они действительно горящие, их много, часть уже заполнена, но вакантных мест много. Пакет релокации хороший, требуются full-stack Android разработчики. Соответственно, у кого есть вакансии, у кого есть резюме, откликайтесь. У кого нет резюме, заполняйте, откликайтесь. А если есть какие-то вопросы или проблемы с заполнением CV или с переводом CV или вообще с чем-то, то пишите Марине, Марина всегда помогает. Вот. А также вы всегда можете обращаться к Майклу. Он помогает готовиться к собеседованиям с нами или без. Вы всегда можете лично, отдельно, с друзьями или компаниями позаниматься английским. Если кто есть адванс, подключиться к клубам или подготовиться к резюме, речам, выступлениям, концертам или чему душа пожелает. Я надеюсь, что всем вам сегодня понравилось здесь и каждый приобрел что-то новое для себя. Приходите, задавайте вопросы. Я надеюсь, мы с вами скоро увидимся снова. Всем хорошего вечера.
Thank you so much.
Have a nice day.
Thank you, Michael.
Bye.